Had to get my
Where
hat.
you just had to go grab the hat. But anyways, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on out? What's going out there, radio land? This is your boy Q Simp, and we about to go ahead and hit you with the smooth tones of the critical dump. Oh yeah, nah, man. What's going on, everybody? Man, we back in it again. What's going on? Here with the homies already. Hey man, we had to hit him with that old what's that after midnight radio host. You know how I used to be riding home after work.
Hit him with the quiet storm.
This is gonna get weirdly pornographic, like spit in her face.
Anyways, man, it's your boy Q back in the building again here with my man Jay Rito, aka Mr. Future Fitness himself, who actually got a good shout out. My man out there putting in work and got your little young man ready to hit that football field. You be out there producing. What's good, bro?
Yeah. What's going on, everybody?
All right. And we also got my man Eric on the ones and twos, always on the background. But hey, man, he's the one to keep all this stuff going behind the scenes. E, what's good, bro?
They call me Sexy D, man.
Jay and Silent Eric in the building.
That's what's up. And hey, So Wonder will be here after a while, but my man putting in that work so he can come in when he can. But oh man, this week, man. Matter of fact, we saw one of the best reality shows, in my opinion, next to Keeping Up the Kardashians and Love and Hip Hop, all of them combined. The presidential debates, man. How'd y'all like those, man?
Man, was that not the funniest? I swear to God, that was better than any comedy show I ever seen.
Hey,
and I ain't even watched the damn thing. Like, I ain't even watched the debates.
You know that the best part of a comedy show is when the comedian is laughing. And like the whole time Hillary was just like, hey, just blame me for everything. Why not?
Hey, hashtag Clinton Shimmy. Anybody else see that? She said, whoo.
Hey, you see it? Hey, man. It was, I didn't know what to do. I started listening to it, and then it was a while where I just started tuning out because I'm like, man, these dudes ain't talking about shit.
Hashtag Hillary Shimmy, son. That's great.
Hey man, she always try to pander to us. So hey, I guess she just hit that Quan for you to let you know she's still here.
She messed around and that's a little too soon. She messed around and hit the Harlem Shake.
Hey, taking it back, huh?
She had to mess around and hit the Harlem Shake on y'all during that debate, baby.
Hey man, hold on. We got Soul Wonder in the building. He finally got here. What's good, brother?
What's up, Q? What up, Jess? What up, everybody?
What's up, Phil? What's good with you, bro?
Chilling, my brother. Chilling. Trying to get I get through. What's up?
Yeah. Nah, I was gonna mess with you. I was like, man, you all over there like you just got through having you a good little time, man. You got the lights dim, like the mood set.
Yeah, we already had like a sexy intro just a few minutes ago.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, man.
You just stop fucking with y'all. I swear. Y'all gonna see me every other week.
Oh man, no, but so we're gonna catch you up, man. We started talking about that political debate, man. Did you get a chance to catch any of that?
Is that what that was?
I know, right?
that was the title.
I could have swore that was an episode of the Apprentice. I could have swore it was.
Man, that's terrible.
Man, so look, I'm sorry. I caught what little bit I caught of it. I was in the other debacle called Monday Night Football when my Saints got blasted because we can't stop nobody.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, man.
We ain't got no defense. So it was about what with that. I got more information from that Saints ass whooping than
hey, ain't they 0-3?
Hey man,
don't do me like that, though.
Throwing the hell of shade, huh?
I mean, I'm just saying, no. This is the reason I say that because they 0-3, and didn't Drew Brees do all that shit talking? It's like every quarterback who talks shit on Colin Kaepernick is getting their ass kicked right now. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Didn't they just lose a couple games?
What, Aaron Rodgers said something too?
Man, go back and find it. Yeah, go back and find it. Aaron Rodgers said something. Drew Brees said something. I think Ben Roethlisberger might have said something, and they got smacked by the
He said something.
Eagles.
He shouldn't say shit.
He shouldn't say a word.
Raping Roth? Nah,
Hey,
man.
hey, Ruthless Raper is a monster.
Damn, I can't even talk. Go ahead.
No, but all right, so let's go ahead and frame it up like this. Eric.
Yo.
Bruh.
Oh, what up, E?
What are some of the key points that came out of that? I just want to start off with you, really. What was your takeaway from that political debate ?
Okay.
I like that question mark.
Political debate?
Hysterical.
Well, there were some points kind of thrown back and forth, but it almost
Really?
seemed sort of like it almost sort of seemed like there was more emphasis on talking shit about one another, or more so Trump talking shit about her and her trying to defend herself. Because like in that first half, like of course he got her on trade, TPP, of course. That was pretty much a landslide, and she got on the defensive in that part until around halftime, and then she turned around when we started getting into the second half, where we started talking about police reform, the tax plan, and they sort of made a nod to bringing back up him releasing his taxes all over again and in the transcripts. Even though we're kind of past that, but they sort of brought that up again. I think that it was good. It would be better if Donald, like Quentin said earlier when we spoke about it, focus less on talking about your opponent and more about what you're actually going to do, unless your criticism is actually directly tied into your political point. Like if you catch your other candidate lying about something, which both of them has their fair shares of things that they lied about. More so on Trump's side than Hillary's, but ain't without her faults.
So, I mean, when I looked at it, I caught a lot of. Here's a framework of the lies. For the most part, we had the. Well, I got some feedback, but anyway, there was one part where Trump was talking about how when he answered the race relation question, and he wants to bring stop and frisk back into play. Yeah, he actually stated, and of course this is not direct. It's not a direct statement. I probably give him missing words here, but he was saying that it was more successful than what was brought up. It helped stop crime in New York. I have Ronnie Giuliani here. I have Giuliani here to actually verify this. And even when the moderator actually said no, stop and frisk was actually, taken out of play because it was deemed unconstitutional because it was targeting it. And he come out and said, nope, you're incorrect. But it's like, why is he wrong? Because you said he was wrong, or you have some rebuttal there?
Yeah, because like it was used directly to profile on people.
Hey, you heard what Hillary said. He live in his own little reality. And in his mind, he's not wrong. In his mind, he's not wrong ever.
In my mind, she ain't wrong neither.
Well, I can agree. I agree with that. That's why I say I said this on somebody else's post on Facebook. A debate between Jill Stein and Gary Johnson would actually be worth watching.
Q, what I just told you the other day. What I tell you the other day, I said I seen a 2-minute clip of what Jill Stein said. I got more information in that 2-minute clip than in that whole what I heard from that debate.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I put a post on Facebook. I said I was hoping and waiting that for some reason they bust through the door talking about we in here. I'm just saying. Because I was like, man, maybe there's some redeeming qualities. Maybe they're setting up a punchline for this. But it was one of those things. Was like after it was all.
If that would happen, that would like time more ratings than it got.
Oh, it was very, very well viewed.
Great. Oh man, I gotta read this though. So Somebody put it on. It's on Instagram. Trump can run for president with no political. I need to really just have 5 years experience for an entry level job.
Yep.
Get it one time, Q.
Yep. I know exactly who said it.
Now, hold on. I say it one more.
Is that by
Trump
Ghostface?
can run for. Nah, it's on Black Business Matters.
Oh, okay.
But Trump can run for president with no political experience, but I need a master's and 5 years experience for an entry level job.
Well, damn near an internship.
Damn near. I remember I used to think when I first.
I got to go to college for 2, 3, 4 years. This motherfucker ain't done a damn thing in the political world, period. But state his opinions on stuff beforehand, and now he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm running for president." I'm telling you, it's a setup. It's a setup for Hillary to win because everybody know that neither one of them other two candidates are gonna win. So they had to pick somebody dumb enough to run against her. Because, come on, let's be honest. If it were Hillary Clinton versus Jill Stein, she gets her ass kicked.
Oh, I think all day.
If it were Hillary Clinton against Gary Johnson, and we saw that he's not the brightest, but he's still for the people, she gets her ass kicked.
It's deeper than that, Just.
Yeah.
If you show a debate between them two, they'll be scared that the people actually might vote for either one of those.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's why they don't put them on TV.
Crazier thing is, I know this for an absolute fact, and I truly believe it. Bernie Sanders versus Marco Rubio would actually be worth something. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Wait,
I'm not down with the
I don't know.
I can care less about Marco Rubio, but I know for a fact he'd be a whole lot better candidate to run for the Republican GOP or Republican candidate than Trump would.
You know what?
At least he has some kind of political background.
You know, I would agree to some extent with you on that. The only thing that I disliked about Marco Rubio was that he was just too much in the pocket of his donors, and that's what sort of led to those scripted speeches that he had. He ran into that problem really, really early that Hillary had. He was in a crowded room full of people, and well, actually, no, he was in a room with Donald Trump, and that scripted speech shit don't work when you're in a room with Donald Trump.
Nah.
Man.
That's part of what makes his appeal.
Hey, Donald Trump is the best signifier there is in politics. Next to battle rapper, next to Twitter troll, all of these titles, Donald Trump got you.
Man, put that dude up again. Put that dude with like some comedians. Oh yeah.
Hey, it's going. He got jokes. I give it to him. he could throw his punchlines out there, but like Eric was talking earlier, in a debate, you got to come with more than just hashtags and punchlines. You got to come with some substance.
They're so mad.
He's the Little Wayne of politics.
God damn.
Oh, shit.
You give it way.
He's the murder moot of politics.
Is he the fifth?
How about the Humpty Hump?
Is he the Ja Rule of
The Ja Rule?
Ja was okay until you met 50.
Oh, what was the last Ja Rule album?
I don't know.
What was the last time you was like, hey man, hey, y'all want to go hit up that Ja Rule concert?
What?
Nigga, I was in high school still. That's how long ago that shit was.
Never. You ain't never been like, hey, yo, man, y'all want to go to that?
Hate that.
Hey, Ja gonna be in the H, man. We gotta go. No, nigga, you ain't going to a Ja Rule concert.
If somebody say that now, you be like, that nigga still alive?
Hey man, Ja got that paper. He got that show.
Hey, I'm sure. But nah, man, Donald Trump is like the Humpty Hump of politics, man. That's it. He got that one hit wonder, and that's all she wrote.
He is it.
Yeah.
It just goes it goes to show that if you got paper, if you got long paper, that's why I call him the Lex Luthor of real life. Because think about it, Lex had no political. He was a businessman. He decided to run for president. He funded his own campaign. He funded everything because his paper was long.
At least, well, the way that Lex Luthor did it, obviously he used his own actual money, not the money from his charities. That's another thing. And why would he openly admit Trevor Noah killed him? But why would you openly admit that you ain't paid taxes? That's a federal offense, bro. You can't say I ain't pay my taxes because I'm smart. No, nigga, you ain't pay your taxes because you're an idiot and you're trying to get over on the government, the same government you're trying to run, which even makes it even more illegal because it's like, come on.
But you understand, the people ain't really caught what you just said. I'm not paying taxes to the same government I'm trying to run. Man, don't you know how profound it is, man? Don't you see the arrogance, the unmitigated gall?
Damn. He went all the way there with it. He went college with it.
But think about it.
All right, man, you got something to say? What's up?
Smith on it.
Yeah, because I think it's a little bigger than arrogance. I think it highlights the situation that's been shown to us by people like Bernie Sanders and Miss Stein, that there's this environment where we have the rich and then we have the middle class, and we have this sort of a race to the bottom situation. And he's actually part of the elite, part of the rich people, even though he likes to advocate or make his sales pitches to the middle class. But you just made an admission that you are engaging in the same behavior that we are now fighting against, but yet you are pitching to the middle class that you're for the middle class, but yet you're doing the same thing that all the other corrupt people around you are doing. So why the hell would anybody want to vote for you?
Mm-hmm. See, the question is though, we got to ask is like, how many people actually pay attention to those details? Because I mean, it's been shown that we know that some of these elitists or people who are in charge or have a lot of bread don't really do what's what. They don't really pay all their taxes. But then again, Donald Trump is pandering to the lower demographic of the white community on average. So it's like, well, hold on. He's pandering to this demographic that don't even really represent him, or he's not even representing them when you think about it, but they still got his back. So we already noticed that the easiest way
he's pandering to taxpayers without being a taxpayer.
Basically,
that doesn't make any sense. It's like, wait a minute, I gotta pay all of this stuff, but you don't pay all of this stuff. So one or two things is gonna happen. Either you gonna start paying your taxes, or we ain't paying taxes. Pick one. That's how that's gonna work. Either you gonna pay yours, or we ain't paying them. Period. Because you ain't finna get on TV and just openly say, it makes me smart that I ain't paid taxes. Well, what? Does that make everybody who does dumb?
So that's the question. Is like,
so did you just isolate 90% of the United States?
Yeah, so the question is how is that not disrespectful to a taxpayer? We want to talk about point, but we want to talk about Colin Kaepernick not kneeling. But you got a guy who openly said, "Hey, I ain't dumb to pay these taxes. I don't pay these taxes because I'm smart." Which is actually funny because I saw a meme that had him saying that, and then all of a sudden they had underneath it was Wesley Snipes was like, "Ain't that a bitch?"
Yeah, like, come on, dog. I went to jail for this. I went to jail for this, and he can run for president with the same thing. Wow. If that ain't, I swear to God, if that ain't white privilege, I don't know what is.
Hey man, I think it goes over that. It goes into
I'll
that.
say rich privilege.
Guess what? I don't even know.
It goes into that class.
Because guess what? Y'all remember the movie? You remember the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, he was filthy rich. He went to jail because he didn't pay his taxes. But you know why? Because he was stealing from white folks.
Yes, different.
Yeah.
Like Bernie Madoff. Hey, let me tell you something. It's something about and here in Texas that I've noticed this, that if you do something to where you stealing from the government, it don't care. It don't matter what color you are. Your ass is going down. When you fraudulent white folks, man, you are going down now.
I'm telling you,
you might be in a plus jail, but you might be flushed off, but you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You might be going to Camp Fed, but you're going to jail.
Man, half those dudes go to a resort somewhere. Hey man, look, go fade this time, go chill, and
man, until you hit some of that money back. Until you hit their pockets, they don't care. That's why everything has a tax. That's why everything costs money. That's why you can't do a whole bunch of stuff that we actually supposed to be able to do for free, like collect rainwater. That's illegal. Why? Because you got to run, because you can only get water from us and you got to pay for it. So
you're going to start doing that with air soon.
Oh, you're already paying for air?
Hey, damn it.
And this is how I know. I'm going to ask y'all this. This is how I know you're paying for air. You ever bought a bag of chips?
Half of it's air.
Half of it.
And I'll rest my case.
Half of it's air.
I'll rest my case.
Oh, man. But I mean, I was just watching this thing and it didn't help because, okay, so I got a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
First question, I'm going to just ask this and I'm going to put it off to everybody. I want everybody to answer it, short and sweet. If we know that we allow these two corporate entities, and I'm going to say it like that, meaning the Republican and or Democratic Party, we allow these people to run this country for X amount of years, and every time we all have complaints. We all have concerns. We all have these things. Why would someone continue to vote for them?
Ignorance. Complete and total ignorance.
So, okay, I'm going to start. All right. Rito, is that your full answer?
Yeah. Well, let me break it down as fast as I possibly can. And when I say we, I mean the American public. We don't pay attention to everybody else because we don't see them. You know what I mean? Like we don't see the like nobody knew who Bernie Sanders was for a long time. Hell, I didn't know who Bernie Sanders was until just recently, till last year. I knew who Hillary Clinton was. She was always in the news. I knew who Donald Trump was. This nigga was always on TV. I never heard of Jill Stein. I never heard of Gary Johnson. So the fact that we keep voting for these only these two political parties is because they get more face time, and they the only two that we know. We're ignorant to everybody else.
All right, advertisement. All right.
Yep. Put your name out there. It's the only way. Hey, that's the only way I get paid. I got to get my name out there. Got to get my business out there. That's the only way people gonna know about me.
Okay. So, all right. Soul Wonder, man, what do you think about that question?
Okay. Ask it one more time.
All right. So the question is, if we always have concerns with the two major corporations that run this company or this country, however you want to put it, why do we continue to vote for these senators from either one?
Why do we? I think what Just said, man, is ignorance. It's. I think it's what the party supposedly represents. Democrat, supposed to represent certain ideals. Republicans was represent another certain idea. I think that's what they're not necessarily voting for the people. They're voting for the ideals. That's what I think. They're voting for the party itself. Because if anybody that was in the power was just a concerned citizen about who we want in office would do their research, they would see that, these two candidates, you don't even have to do your research with these two candidates. You can just listen to them, and if you have common sense, you have just general common sense, you can see, they ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or even you just do the research as far as their party, as the party concerned, the history of the parties, you can A-B it that way, but it's more like just said, man, it's ignorance.
Okay. And we always got to remember though, common sense is not so common in a lot of cases and in a lot of people. Eric, what do you think on that one?
I would agree with him, but I think unfortunately it's the fault in part of some of the media outlets that are not informing the general public about the different parties. For some, and I don't want to swing too hard in the conspiracy theory lane, but there are some outlets there like Fox News that contributed to the Clinton Foundation that obviously they will pander towards a little bit more democratic. But there's also this arbitrary poll requirement where you have to have at least 15% in the polls in order to just participate in the debates. But the problem is that would have made sense several years ago, but now where we have this duopoly going on, you have a situation where virtually the Libertarians or the Green Party have virtually no chance really of even entering the debates because nobody really knows about them and they don't really get any kind of advertisement, and the news outlets don't really give them much advertisement. But it's also in part there's this stigma that's sometimes held by some of the newer voters, the millennials, where we have this idea that the political system is just fucked up. I ain't fucking with it. It's just, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with it. So generally speaking, you just have some people who don't like to get involved in a situation, even though they know that there's a problem, and it would be better if they contributed and made sure that it contribute their voice to it and make it a better situation. But for some people, they don't, because politics is very, very complicated. You can't just read an article and then bam, you know what's going on. You don't know who's in whose pockets. You don't know who's supporting who. You don't know who's fucking who. So it's like watching Game of Thrones. You gotta, once you in it, you in it. You gotta stay with
it. Man, it's yeah, man, it's one of those things because when you really break it down and you start looking into it, we are all kind of exhibiting, I guess you could say, political insanity. And the only reason I say that is because, we're trying the same thing over and over, hoping for different results.
That's true.
But it has shown on numerous occasions that, hey, man, it ain't really working for us. Now, I'm not for those ones that sit there and say, hey, man, screw it, it's not working for me. I just got to get out of it. No. I think it's one of those things where, okay, this is what they want to try to do. How about we change the game up? But that's the thing that I would like to promote. It's like, okay, if that's how you're going to operate, how about we not vote for a Democrat or a Republican? Now, the reason I say that is because if one of them still gets in, then you know the true game.
Yeah. Let me say something real quick, though.
All right, go ahead.
Because y'all brought up a bunch of good points, and this is where I see things. Excuse me, the reason, and this is funny because you couldn't name anybody from the Green or Libertarian Party 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago. You see what I'm saying? You couldn't name any of them. Why? Because the candidates then were good, or, as good can be. You know what I mean? But these two candidates are so bad that people are actually looking outside and know who these other two people are. Damn near three people. You know what I mean? Because Trump is such a terrible, terrible person. And Hillary is such a compulsive liar. Both of them do a lot of backsliding, and we know this. But because they're so bad, we like, dang, man, there's gotta be, somebody was like, man, there's gotta be something else, somebody else we can vote for. And then people started doing a little more research. So I'll applaud these two horrible candidates for even making these other two candidates visible. If it, I mean, does that sound like it makes any sense?
Yeah.
These two are so bad that these other two are actually getting some kind of headway. Not as much, but I bet this next election, we really gonna be paying attention to them other two or three. If this one don't go that way.
You know what it is?
If people ain't that damn stupid, then yeah, I think so.
Brother, you'd be surprised. First, you got to understand something. There's there's people, there's the powers that be, and then there's people out there who like the system like it is. They like it fucked up. Just like it is. There's a good bit of people that's like that because it benefits them. But that's true. I mean, it's like I said, if they got half the exposure that Hillary and Trump got, this whole election would be a different story.
If they were able to debate.
If they were just able to debate one time, and that's, I wouldn't even go to the debate. Let's just say just talk. Just let them talk.
Yeah.
Just let them have their own pitch. Don't debate. Just let them have their own pitch. Because think about it. Hillary and Bush have had their opportunities to have their own pitch, to where everybody can hear them on a bigger stage. Just put them on the stage. Put Jill Stein and Gary Johnson on the stage to let them talk.
Right.
We worry about a debate later. I don't even think a debate is needed. I mean, maybe later, but just put them on that stage first, and then you see the reaction. I guarantee it.
A debate is just a debate is just a high dollar reality show. It's just a high dollar roast, damn near, because they're gonna ask a few questions and make it real pretty and all of this old stuff. But at the end of the day, all they there to do is roast each other.
Basically.
So let's like he said, man, let's let them other two people just show up and just talk. We don't even have to have a debate. Let's just let them other two people get commercial time.
The introduction of the two.
Yeah. They be like
30 minutes.
Who are these two people?
I mean, go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, but I'll interject here like that. I think that would be. I don't necessarily think that they would let that happen, or if we were to go back to specifically to Trump's situation when he made that pitch to Bernie. Yeah, I'll totally be willing to debate, and then he backed out at the last minute. It's like because you know that you get in a setting against somebody who's a little bit more progressive, if not more so, especially in Donald Trump's situation. He's not as informed as he would make it out to seem that he is, especially, kind of like on the debate when he was talking about releasing taxes. Or if you sort of take a more in-depth look at his tax plan, because he's talking about reducing the corporate tax from 35 to 15%. And he's eliminating the estate or the death tax, which means that for people within a family, when you're transitioning wealth, there's no taxes on that. So in other words, people who are wealthy will pretty much stay wealthy and they won't get taxed. That's what his tax plan is geared to, is keeping the rich still rich. But when it comes to Ms. Stein, I'm pretty hopeful for her if she were to get involved in a debate. I'm pretty sure after what I've seen on CNN that she's pretty good. The only person I'm afraid of is Gary Johnson. Gary is good on domestic policy. Foreign policy, not so much.
No. I saw that. Yeah, he ain't the most foreign savvy person.
Let's just say when it came to geography, he slipped a little bit.
Oh yeah,
is that fair?
Oh hell,
he was definitely asleep during geography class.
Oh hell,
but it's like, I mean, I understand that you got to deal with all of these people, you know what I mean, from other countries and all of that. But can you really be so detached from your own country that all you focus on is other countries.
See, that's not good.
That's exactly what we're dealing with. Like, Trump only cares about a city if he's got property in it. We proved that. That's the thing. Hillary, I don't even know what the hell she cares about. It could just be winning. That's it. Which I said this. Yeah, power to. And this is the thing that I said. I said this on Facebook in my final thoughts about this. Like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. I posted it. She didn't need to show up. She didn't. Hillary did not need to be at the debates because all you'd had to do was ask Trump questions. Like, you allow him to get up there and talk, but nobody ever asked him questions. So when a moderator, a good one, kind of like how Megyn Kelly was the first time I saw her, outside of, like, I thought that she did a good job the first time during the GOP debates to see who was going to be the candidates. But had you had a good moderator just to ask him questions and that be it, he still would have shit down his leg. Hillary didn't even need to be there.
You could have put Hillary on Google Hangout from the crib. Look, on the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think that would be the shit. That shit would be disturbing.
And guess what?
Could have had a debate from a canopy.
I think that would be
like, look at this.
That should be off the
No, it would be arrogant. No, it wouldn't. It would be arrogant. That'd be judged. Like, look,
that would
look
be must see TV.
Look at this motherfucker over here.
Like that would prove like Trump's so bad. I can debate you while taking a shit.
Nah, nigga, I ain't even gotta show up.
Smack you. It's easy.
It sounds good, but not when the polls are so close between one of them, between the two.
And I would sway the polls.
Man. Hey man, just
every time about look how raw Hillary is. She take it. Look, I debate you on a shitter.
Hey, E, think about that.
If literally shitting on you.
If she was on, literally. If she was there and she still beats him, hey, honestly, they would give her some more votes. They'd be like, man, that's the most gangster shit I've ever seen. Literally.
Exactly.
I mean, it's funny, but it's funny, but you really got the.
But it's serious.
It's serious because it's that bad. That's why it's so bad. So bad.
Yeah. It was tough. That was tough.
And then, one thing I do hate is that when people try to fearmonger you into saying, well, if you don't vote for Hillary, it's a vote for Trump. It's like, nigga, what? Since when? How?
It's like, no, because don't you know that you have to win a certain number? You have to get a certain number of votes in order to get that number of electoral votes from the Electoral College. So
who we still don't know who is yet.
I have no idea who these Electoral College people are. I don't know what degree they got.
That's what I was saying about the question. I was saying about the question that I asked earlier about this whole voting process and how you can make it benefit Black folks. That's why my whole question I was talking about earlier, because I don't know people really understand how this, the popular vote and electoral vote thing works. A lot of us don't. I mean, I got a gist of it, you know what I'm saying? But I do know this, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, that doesn't the electoral vote kind of trumps the popular vote?
Yes. Based on
isn't the electoral vote is the one that really counts?
Even based on how the Constitution is written, it states that the Electoral College is what elects your president and vice president. But then again, a lot of people didn't even know about that. I mean, we went over a little bit in basic school, grade school, high school, 12th grade government. They kind of brush over it, I guess you could say, but you don't go in a lot of depth of what it really is.
Nah, they ain't let you know. But you know what's crazy though? Honestly, I don't really care who the president is, because the president is nothing more than a figurehead with a gun to the back of it. The president Literally, every time they get up to say something or speak and do all of this old stuff, you notice that they always beat around the bush. They never really attack issues or whatever. That's because it's somebody standing right behind them with a gun to the back of their head. And step out of pocket, they finna get killed. Look at Kennedy. Look at Lincoln. If Martin, if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were presidents, it happened to them. Step out of pocket and say the wrong thing. Be prepared for that bullet.
This is why I think Trump won't get elected, because of what you just said. Because he talked. I mean, we just said the whole tax thing.
Yeah,
he talks too damn much.
Oh yeah,
he talks his arrogant. That's why I don't think he would get it. But let me damn. What was the question I wanted to ask you? Do you think now? Remember Bush Jr. Bush Jr. said and did what the fuck he wanted. You think there was a gun pointed to the back of his head?
No, he's one of them people.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to take a lot of things for face value, his pops was in charge of the New World Order, or a part of it, because he actually had, when he addressed the people, said we at this moment have an opportunity to start a New World Order.
Trevor Noah said it best, and I don't know how true this is or not. Maybe we can fact check it. I don't know. Trevor Noah said that was ISIS was founded in 2004. Who was the president in 2004?
See,
Bush.
I've heard that. Hey, but I also heard it was founded in '99. Eric, man, we need you to the Google to the we need you to Google that, man. You got that?
Yeah. The only thing that I officially know about ISIS is that, you know, official media coverage of it didn't start until roughly the second term of it. Let me take a look. But to connect off of Justin's point earlier about political candidates and their influences, just like a few days ago, Ted Cruz, after all of that bitching, decided to endorse Donald Trump. Finally, after all that shit that he was talking, like, oh, you know, you'll talk about my wife, you know, fuck it, I ain't messing with you like that. Or talking about his dad killed. What was it? I forget what it was called. His dad killed somebody. JFK. I don't fucking remember.
Oh,
this spineless. And y'all know, because I've actually said it on the show. He gained a little bit of respect from me when he pointed out that he was like a vulture conscience at the DNC or at the RNC. He was like vulture conscience. You know what I mean? And everybody booed him. So at that point, I was like, okay, cool, yeah. He gains a little bit of respect from me for that. And then a couple days ago, I'm going to get me some lunch. I see on the doggone TV, because they got it on CNN. Ted Cruz endorses Donald Trump. I'm like, you backsliding bitch ass nigga.
Dog, hey, man. You know why? Because somebody got him in line. Somebody got to say, hold on, man. Somebody, hey, you off cold.
If you want to be able to run for president next time, that's what
get your ass back in line.
You want to run for president next time? You better endorse it.
Well, yeah.
It's like, you stupid son of a.
There was actually a story that came out immediately after he did that. His donors started getting on his ass. If you don't endorse Trump, we ain't contributing to your campaign. And yeah, for some people, getting paid six figures, $1 million, whatever, some of those people need that. Well, they don't need it.
No, I don't want that shit. Man, all them folks are billionaires. Them folks are filthy rich. Don't they?
Wait, hold on. So
that shit twisted.
So just based on that story, you're saying he was extorted for his endorsement?
Of course.
You can think of it, you know, kind of like the whole Kaepernick situation. You know, you can have people talk. You're like, yeah, you do you. That's cool, but you know, we here at whatever cereal company are pulling our endorsements.
So in a lighter way, he was extorted like, hey man, you want this bread?
You want this? You want this cookie crisp money, huh?
Hey, Eric, you know what this? You know what all this shit sound like? It sound like if you ever watched the show House of Cards.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, everybody flip flopping because it's all about that bread. It's all about that bread. Lobbyists saying, hey, we ain't gonna, the company is telling the lobbyists, hey, we ain't gonna give you no more bread if you don't let them go into the House of Representatives or Congress if they're paying argue this daggone agenda we got here. That's all it is. It's all about bread, man. And at the end of the day, it's all about bread. Who's getting
of course. They worship money and we don't. That's why we can do good without it. Think about it.
You're right.
How many people actually commit suicide because they broke? You know what happens to black people? How many white people you think, if they were to trade places with, if a middle to upper class white person was to trade places with my mom and daddy, you know what I'm saying? They just flip flop. The people would lose their damn minds, and they would probably commit suicide.
That's like, remember Chris Rock when he said that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about Bill Gates and Oprah. He said if Bill Gates woke up with Oprah's money, he'll jump out a fucking window.
He'd jump out the window. You know what I mean? And Chris Rock also said this. He was like, it ain't a white person in this room that'll trade places with me, and I'm rich. You ain't finna be black, man. You don't know how, because our struggle is different.
Not only that,
your struggle might be, oh man, I don't know which school to send my kid to. My struggle is, damn, how am I gonna get my kid to school?
And you know what? Not only that, because we come with a large amount of money comes power. I think it's the power aspect that drives them when they're lesser than, because they become so arrogant. They become so arrogant when they got all this money, and something about people that having control over other people's lives, it gives them a certain kind of power. And when you kind of lose that and you lose your money, that fucks with them too.
That's why they can't stand right now with all of the. They wouldn't be able to get somebody like me, because you're not finna get me. You know what I mean? You're not finna make me. They can get cats like Cam Newton. Of course, you see what's happening to Cam Newton. He done flip-flopped a couple times, and now his season looking like shit too. You know what I mean? But
Michael Crabtree.
Man, we're not gonna talk about that dude, man. I'll leave that one alone, man.
Man, he got locked up. And now he talking shit. Like, bro,
ever since he left Tech, man, that was it.
Yeah, it's so Crabtree can't tell me nothing. As a matter of fact, to this day, I believe I'm a better wide receiver than Michael Crabtree. I'll say it. I'll say it, and I'll stand on it. I'm a better wide receiver than Michael Crabtree.
Hey man, when you're playing next to Amari Cooper, of course you look good.
Yeah, it's like when you got somebody taking all of the shine off of you. Like look at it like this. Chris Carter was good. I ain't taking nothing from Chris Carter. He had hands.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really know about Chris Carter until Randy Moss got there.
Of course.
Randy Moss drawing double and triple coverage. Chris Carter running free to get passes how he want to.
Hey, you better catch him.
Same thing with Roddy White and Julio Jones. Roddy
White, that's the dude, man.
Yeah, Roddy White was the man. Julio Jones came along, and it opened everything else up for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't double both of them, because now you got this other person to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So,
at the time with Harry Douglas.
Yeah. So, like I said, fuck Michael Crabtree.
Since we on a sports tip, kind of sorta, did y'all guys happen to see First Take today?
Nah, man.
I didn't get to check. Didn't get to catch it today. No.
Would you believe Stephen A. Smith actually said something profound?
Again? What? Hey, man, that's too.
He actually said something profound.
What did he?
Okay, it was this. It was. You know about the Ohio State player that I guess took a knee in protest. You know, to the player like Captain whatever. So the former mayor of
Ohio,
wherever the college is, the former mayor came out because I guess he's a AD of the college now, whatever. He came out and made statements basically saying, if you value your education and all that, you wouldn't take a stand or whatever. Basically saying that his brother should be reprimanded for protesting.
No, so they hit him
because of the disagreement. And Stephen A. Smith got in that dude's ass for what he said. I'm telling you, I was like, okay.
Telling you,
he do got a little backbone.
His grandmother.
Okay, all right.
His grandmother got in his ass about it. His grandmama probably still alive and got some act right in him. Just like Raven Simone grandmama probably gotten her and got some act right in her too.
What, Raven saying something?
Raven Simone? Well, I need to know what she said. See what I'm saying? Real cool.
She's actually been on a swing. Just yeah.
I don't know, man. You just gotta
man.
Some of them that's on the swing because they always say that about Cam Newton. You just gotta kind of. I ain't gonna sit up there and say like other folks that we talked about would say, you know, beware the agent double shit like that. But you know, because of you would like to be positive and say, well, something or somebody got to them and said that, you know, spoke some truth into them, got them to open up their eyes to, you know, to see something. But I come from the school of, I guess most black folks, you hate to be that way, but you know, don't trust them new niggas over there type school. You know, so you gotta, you know, you want to keep them on the up and up, but you always got that eye that goes up like this, or that third eye open. Just to watch for the bullshit. You want to be positive, you know what I'm saying, and thinking that they got some enlightenment, but you always want to watch out for the bullshit.
Oh yeah. Don't trust this newfoundness in them. Don't trust that just yet. You know what I mean? Because you see, what's his name, flip flop too. Jerry Rice.
Yeah, they all. That's the thing about it. After old boy Tulsa got killed,
he got on his yeah.
Well, look, after old boy Tulsa got killed, because I'm gonna say that too, because to me, when old boy Tulsa got killed and the brother that was waiting on his kid got killed, and you saw it, for some strange reason, it's like what Michael Smith said. Michael Smith said when this Captain came out, and everybody was talking against it, he said, you know what? How are they going to react when it happens again? And then this thing in Tulsa happens again. And I remember that was just the other day, everybody that said fucked up shit, flip-flop, and nobody else was really talking about it in the media. Because it was so, for some reason, it was just so revealing, just, you know, that it was too obvious. It was too obvious that, and that's why I told Q, I was like, man, these killers look like these folks in the police department got together and said that, okay, we're gonna start lay up there and just start attacking black folks and killing them, and we're gonna lie as usual, justify, you know, bullshit. Like there's a secret. And I'm like Eric, I don't want to be so much of the conspiracy thing, but they have not come up with, and I don't be too long with it, but they have not come up with a viable reason of attacking those people. So I think when people saw that made people change. At least I like to think that, because it was so obvious.
No, you got a point. And I say that to say this, because one of my ex-teammates from college, shout outs to my boy Jared, he used to be like one of the people who's like, oh, come on, man, maybe y'all just making excuses, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? I was that close to unfriending him on Facebook. I know it don't mean that much, but, you know, that's just the way the world works these days. And then the Terrence Crutcher thing happened. And immediately he was like, wait a minute. Whoa. Can somebody explain this one? And ever since then, he saw things all the way different. It's like, dude, if you actually knew the history of the black experience in this country since, I'm gonna say 1619, when slaves first got here, or when they first brought slaves here, then you would know, like, it's a big deal. Like, black people have been mistreated for years, and because we've been mistreated for years, a lot of people didn't see it because it was just so common. So now it's like, dang, man, maybe they ain't just tripping on them. Maybe they ain't just acting out. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe they are telling the truth about what's really going on. And once people started to see that, it's starting to change a few people's minds.
Man, I would say I used Jane, not Jane Elliott, but crap. Shoot, I forgot her last name is DeGrew.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
But she made a good point. She was talking to a bunch of like cops and things like that. She said, how many would actually change places? And it might have been Jane Elliott. I might be wrong, but she was like, how many would actually change places right now with any minority? Especially black folks. Okay, so that was Jane Elliott.
Yeah.
Joy DeGrew. There we go. Joy DeGrew is the other one. I got another quote from her as well.
Oh, okay.
But Jane Elliott brought up, she's like, how many would change places with them right now? And she looked around. She was like, I don't see any hands up. That tells you right there that there's a problem.
And you know there's a problem. Yeah, I remember how she put it, because she told us. Go ahead, Q.
Now I would quote Joy DeGrew, because she had one of the best explanations of what is quote unquote racism. She said, what can white people do with their racism? And crowd said, oh, we can affect schools, education, banking, businesses, it was a bunch of different things. She said, okay, all right. I, as a black woman, what can I do? Let's say I just hate white people. What can I do that would affect you as a group? And it was quiet. She said only they brought up fear, but she was like, why do you fear? She's like, yeah, fear is usually the one, but the reason you say fear is because of stuff that you know that have happened. That's why the fear comes into play. Other than that, what can we do as a group that can affect you? And the room was.
That's hard. That's hard. We ain't got no power. We ain't got no power.
I can't bring you. No,
you need to get out and vote.
I can't sway the courts anyway. I can't write, like, as of right now, like me and Soul One, we talk. We don't have enough people to write laws. We got a few people who are right there as representatives, things like that, but we don't have a lot of people in there writing and shaping laws. We don't have a lot of businesses that can name me the Black Walmart. You can't. We don't have that big business sway where we can then sway legislation one way or another, or tell you, hey, you can't come here. So that's what a lot of people really need to look into, is like, let's look at the overall perspective. Yes, on small little me versus you type stuff, yeah, it's different. But if you look at the overall situation, there's a lot there.
Yeah, we can't do shit. But I mean, just to piggyback off of it, the fact that we can't do anything, honestly, like, I don't believe we really want to, in the sense that we really, like I said this either to people or last week or something, black people really just want to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah, we said that last week.
We're tired. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're tired, bro. I'm tired of having to wake up and fight y'all and all of these people. The black man in America has the absolute shortest mortality rate, because he got to wake up and he got to fight with this one. He got to fight with that one. He got to fight with this person. He also got to fight with his wife and kids at the crib. That's why when you have a strong, a really, really, really strong, good black woman, you better hold on to her because she takes the stress off of you. She takes your day off of you because she knows what you done, what you done been through that day. You had to wake up and deal with a bunch of bullshit bosses who probably don't give a crap about you anyway. You're just a number. I went to um, Best Buy the other day. Not Best Buy, Office Depot the other day. It was in the one in Port Arthur. And usually when you get, when you get checked out by somebody, it says it has an employee's name. Employees are just numbers. On that receipt, her name, this little girl, just some young black chick, and it could be Office Depot as a whole. But this young black chick, her name was nowhere on the receipt. It used to do that in a lot of places it does that. I know in restaurants it do it, but in a lot of places it does it. On this one, it was just her. It was her employee ID number. So you're just a number. That's some bullshit to me, man. It's like, dude, I'm working my ass off for you, and I say all of that to bring it back full circle to corporate America. Black people are just numbers. The people in general are just numbers, but black people are just numbers. That's why you don't see very many black people working in serious corporate America businesses, because you're really just there to fill a quota. They needed one more black person to keep from getting sued, or to keep these people off their back or something. So they're going to go out there and hire them a black person. He's probably going to be qualified, or she's probably going to be qualified, but they're going to hire you and just to say, hey, all right, we got us one in here, so, y'all can stay off our back. If I'm lying to him, I'm lying.
Nope.
No. Now, I want to bring it back to this now. So with knowing all of this information, knowing our current situation, knowing the current climate, and now also seeing our political debates, what is it that we should do? And not even just as a group, but as citizens, how can we help change this climate and change everything that's going on to where we get into? Because from what I'm getting is that a lot of Democrats and Republicans feel that they deserve our vote, but they don't earn them. So how can we start holding our votes hostage for, hey, you're not getting my vote until I know you are going to do something for us?
Well, to answer your question,
thank you.
There was already a trend going upwards of Jill Stein. Jill Stein has been gaining popularity. This is not her first time running for presidency.
Yes.
So that the trend is already happening, and it's going to eventually happen. It's just that she has to keep the momentum going, because I don't see any hope for her winning.
Not this go on.
Yeah, but I do see hope for her getting the word out and letting people know, hey, we're here. And technically, Gary Johnson, and I don't know how he is, but for whatever reason he is, his polls are actually higher than hers. But
it's because he's a white man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
But it is what it is. But to connect off of what Justin was talking about, some of the problems that I'm noticing here within our community, that specifically in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement, some of the problems that we sometimes encounter with white people is that their opposition is, well, all lives matter. And you know what? If I were to make a concession between me and another white person on that particular issue, I would say, yeah, of course, all lives matter. But I would only concede if that person is serious about police reform. If you care about your people getting killed just as much as we care about our people getting killed, then let's work together. Let's stop talking about this whole title bullshit, and let's actually talk about the reform. So if you want to call all lives matter, cool, whatever. But the reason why we're bringing this up is because we need police reform.
And
Yes,
y'all know white people were slaves in the 1800s too.
yes, of course.
Yeah, they don't know that though. See, and they don't know.
I do.
White people don't know that they were slaves because they were treated just a little bit better. It's separation. See,
Hell,
all of us actually used to jail together. If you were in the middle to lower class, y'all all worked together. But then they was like, dang man, it's just too many of them. We gotta split them up. And they started treating these white people a little bit better than they started treating these niggas.
well, that's because when you really break all that down, a lot of people don't realize that the United States for the longest was a prison country. So a lot of people who actually had prison sentences over in Europe were shipped over here for labor.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was whites and all that stuff. And then after all the rebellions started happening, and they realized, fuck, we either need to kill half of these niggas or we got to do something. So, because it's either going to be them or us. So what we do is we give them a little bit of notoriety. So now we have them believe that they are white, which are actually class titles versus anything else. For anyone who is white that wants to listen to that, you can go look it up because there's actually books that show how the Irish became white and so on and so forth. Because a lot of people don't know the Irish and the Italians and all those people were shat on when they came over here. Basically.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is like, you know, it's all a hustle that's being put in front of you, but a lot of people never caught on to the game. So they're, you know, I think, Eric, this is like when we first started, I used this analogy. I said, it's like having two kids at home and you give one little bit more privileges over the other. That one that gets the privileges is going to do the work for you because they feel like they are in charge or they're better. Mm-hmm. Even in the end, they're not. But I'm going to have you believe that.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna get y'all one way or another. I'm gonna get y'all, but I'm gonna get this one first.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
what's up?
No, go ahead and say what you want to say, Q. I just wanted to answer the question.
Oh no. So the thing is like, dang, I lost my train of thought. No, you go ahead though, man. Let me
the question
gather my thoughts.
The question was, I posed it to you. The question was, what is black folks we can do as far as this election? This is what I feel we should do. Since we already know that the electoral vote trumps the popular vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
As much as we like Jill Stein and all that, this is what I think we should do. This. Okay, we have to concede that she's not, she don't have a chance of winning. To show. Go back to that word solidarity. This is why I've been advising people to vote locally. Do not vote in the presidential election. Fuck that shit about when people fought the right to, vote and voting for lesser tools. Fuck that. What needs to happen is we need to show this government or these people that want the black vote that our black vote means something. It has value. If you want it so bad, it has value. So I think as black folks, we shouldn't vote. We should vote locally. But we should not vote in that president. We shouldn't vote at all. We should not write nothing on the ballot. We should not write nothing on the ballot to show folks that, hey, if you want this vote, what is in it for us?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody
else.
I mean, everybody does that. Businesses do it. Other cultural groups do it. Hey, you want my vote? Why? Why should I give it to you?
Mm-hmm.
And from there we go.
Just like in middle school and high school and all that stuff, man. When you want to vote for your student council and all of that stuff, they go out and they campaign to you, and I'll be like, hey man, so what's in it for me? Well, here's a bag full of candy, some CDs, and all of that old stuff. It's like, oh, okay, I get bags of candy and CDs, nigga. All right, cool. You got my vote. So in this case, it's like, look, you know what I want y'all to do? This is the way you're going to get my vote. If you leave me the fuck alone.
That's got to be more than that. It has to be more than that.
I mean, yeah, because it's crazy because they keep asking about people. Like, man, black people, man, we need reparations and all of this old stuff. It's like, of course, everybody else is getting reparations. Like, I know that for a fact. Everybody else is getting theirs.
Of course,
because the Holocaust
social
people
group
got
has received
theirs.
it.
Guess what?
What's the call got theirs too.
And this is where I said before we even do that, before we even go, and see, this is where groups like the Black Caucus and all that kind of stuff. We need that because, like I said, reparations. We need to decide, okay, what kind of reparations? Because I'm telling you right now, and of course, everybody can go to the Dave Chappelle skit. You can't give niggas all that money, man. It's gonna tear this country apart.
Yeah. Don't give niggas too much money.
It's just God done. You can't give them money. It has to be something that we can use that most of the average African American can use. Because niggas is gonna do whatever they're gonna do, but it has to be something that the average African American can use to pay themselves. If you give every Black American, hell, you give them $500,000. You give them $250,000. They're gonna go crazy.
That's true.
They're gonna go crazy. You're gonna be broke in less than a year.
Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Because from the streets.
We never had a recovery period from slavery. From what slavery was then. There was never a time where we could actually that people just left us alone so we could get our bearings back. You know what I'm saying? Or get ourselves in order or something like that. We never had that time. So we still broken from that.
And guess what? That goes to what you just said, Justin, goes to a point that I was telling Quincy the other day when I was talking to him on the phone about what Black folks have to deal with. What Black folks have to deal with internally. Because, first of all these problems that we got in the world, everybody has a contributing factor to it. See, it's stuff like that we got to deal with. We got to be honest about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, but that right there, because of slavery, we still been so conditioned. This is why I said about encouraging within our community about people being more doctors, more psychiatrists. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of stuff mentally, like PTSD. Every African American that live in the middle to lower class below has it. Everybody in the hood has it in some kind of way, shape, or form. Like there's different levels of it, but everybody has it. Everybody has it, and it needs to be dealt with. And it affects us. I mean, our distrust of one another, our distrust of people. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff has to be distrust of the system. You know, white folks and other people. All that has to be dealt with. That's why I say a lot has to be dealt with internally as far as Black folks is concerned before we can externally deal with people. We got a lot of shit that we got to admit. Even down to the relationship between a Black man and a Black woman, there's a lot of stuff we have to admit. And once we do that, then that's when we can deal with that. A lot of stuff has to happen before we can go to that vote. We have to get out. A lot of stuff has to happen. But that'll be a great way of showing them that, hey, okay, this is y'all want to play? Okay, all right, let's play. To win. Play to win the game. That's
Hey, a little off topic, but I swear, man, if another white college student do some stupid stuff like fake black, because it's another one. It's another one. I don't know where it's.
Dude, the
one I sent you earlier.
Yeah, I don't know where that stupid little girl from. But it's like, yo. Oh, well, no, that's another one then. But yeah, it was but the white dude who had on the monkey mask, walking around with a banana during the Black Lives Matter protest or whatever. It's like, bruh, And they say, according to what the report said, he got arrested. Like, dude,
yeah, he did.
You can't get away with these things the way you thought you could. Like, I'm sorry, but if like I've always been a smart person. If this one got in trouble for doing that, I ain't finna do that. One kid gets suspended from school. Then these girls get suspended from school. And now you gonna do it? Like thinking that you immune to this? It's like, no, dude, you gonna get suspended from school. Like this is going to catch you. And now your family knows, and now with social media being as fast as it is, your family knows about it. And they gonna probably be ashamed and embarrassed. It's like this motherfucker out here killing us.
Hey man, you're giving people too much credit, man.
Justin is a hopeful person. He's a hopeful, and that's good. I'm the same way. So
I'm just saying, it just is what it is, man. These stupid kids just don't know. They don't get it. Like your whiteness gonna only go so far at some point.
See, but that's why I say this whole concept of race, politics, and all this stuff is really just confusing to a lot of people because it gives you the impression that you have a lot more leeway than what you really do. And then when everything comes crashing down on you, you're confused. You're like, wait, hold on. I thought I was good for it. I'm probably just like, for instance, like I just read a post saying that the lady that shot, the officer, quote unquote, that shot Terrence Crutcher,
this stupid
claimed that she was temporarily suffering from deafness or something. Like, what does you not hearing have to do with anything?
Cute. Say that one again. She what now?
So the officer Shelby, I can't remember her full name, but she stated that she was temporarily suffering from being deaf, and that's how the situation happened with Terrence Crutcher in Tulsa.
Yeah, it's like really, bitch.
and it was funny because I was like, I put on there, I said, what does her being deaf have to do with anything?
Really, bitch? I mean, can I say that?
Exactly.
Can we call?
Yeah. Go ahead, interject.
Really?
What you got?
Me or Eric?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. So, Wonder, what you got?
Really, bitch? That's the I got to say. That's the best you can come up with. You was deaf.
Hey,
like
come on, man. Come on.
Like of all the excuses she could have possibly used, of every excuse she could have used, I had a momentary lapse in hearing. You ignorant, stupid. You ain't gonna get away with that.
That is the best. Do me a favor. White people that don't like black people, white cops that don't like black cops, do me a favor. You're going to get off. Because if they do decide to arrest you, you're not going to have a job of your peers. You're going to have a bench trial, which you're going to leave it to the judge. The judge is going to excuse you. Just play the game and just wait it out. But don't insult our intelligence by saying, don't insult the people's intelligence by saying stupid shit. You can't try to fool the people.
Well,
it can't happen.
And I'm gonna pull this move like they do to us. So it's an older Huff post back in it's this year, but it was September 22nd. Allegedly, she also had history of drug use and domestic disturbance.
You know how we
scream.
Oh man,
these niggas. Like, come on, dog. I gotta do a background check to work construction. So if I gotta do a background check to work construction, to stand there and wave a flag to make sure that nobody gets hit by this swinging track hole bucket that you can obviously see from 150 freaking feet away, yards away for that matter. Why is your background check not extensive enough to fire a gun and enforce laws? Like somebody explain, if somebody can explain the dynamics of that to me in a way that it actually makes sense, I'll go for it. Until then, miss me with that bullshit.
Man, look, Eric, man, what do you got to say on all this, man?
About police,
Yeah,
man.
we gotta close
Just,
with
just the
some
entire.
kind of voice of reason. 'Cause
Yes.
I ain't it.
Nah, I mean, it's part of the situation that we have kind of going on right now. While everybody's talking about police reform, it's just that they're just taught that anything and everything is a threat. Don't take any kind of risk. Just fuck what everybody else is talking about. Just make sure that if you interpret a situation as an act of threat, then go ahead and execute the person, which is a very, very broad stroke to really just make about a situation. Just somebody putting their hand behind their body could be perceived as a threat. So I think that the cops are being taught the wrong way how to assess a situation. And I think we've spoken about this before, but there needs to be more emphasis on de-escalating a situation. Or if you do want to actually control a situation, controlling it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to execute somebody, or if I execute, I mean kill them. You just got to put them down. So you have access to other tools. I mean, if it's you versus just one person, or five people versus one guy, you can easily overpower that person. But if you want to take them down, then you either have your taser, or depending on how you use it, you even have your pepper spray. Even though I don't really like using that. I'd much rather go for the taser, but to each their own. But I think that would be a much better way to handle situations, as opposed to just like earlier today, there was a story that broke out that a lady had called the police to come in to help her. I think it was her brother.
Yeah, it was her brother.
Yeah, her brother, and he got shot. Even after she told him that he was mentally challenged, and she just wanted the cops to come over there and help control the situation, not fucking kill him.
Yeah,
which is unnecessary. And I think Quentin knows more about it.
Yeah, which was actually because I said that question. So the question is that if these guys are not really even trained to deal with, because this is not the first time something like this has actually happened, where there was an individual with yeah, well, even in the situation where there's a individual with a mental disorder. So what we're saying is that, so I wonder, when you suffer from PTSD, if you all of a sudden just have a breakout, like something just sparks it up, you can be in trouble for that, because they don't know how to deal with that type of situation. And the thing is like like you said, the lady called for help. She like, hey man, let's help me get this dude so I can get him to somebody who can help. And the thing is like, what is the protocol? If I can sit there and say, hey, yeah, my son, my daughter, my brother, whoever, my cousin, hey, have a mental disorder. They're flipping out right now. I need assistance. So why is your first thought, hey man, let me take this dude out? Because the first thing you're thinking is like, this person their mind is not really focused on what's going on. They're a little off their rocker. So they probably don't even know what they're doing.
Now, the last time that I checked the story, to the credit of one of the police officers who were there was one officer who had his gun pulled, and the second officer who had his taser pulled. The officer who had his gun pulled is the one who shot. So the other officer, I'm cool with him, but it's the other one that I have a problem with.
Yeah, but that's the same situation.
Like the cop that got fired.
Yeah, but that's the same situation that happened with Terrence Crutcher. He was tased, then he was shot. So they do the same thing, I'm sure. I'm guessing it's one of those things where, hey, if the taser don't work, buck them. But I'm like, why is that? I'm like, in my case, maybe I'm just throwing this all out of proportion. I'm like, if I got to get them before they get me, isn't that like gang tactics?
Check this out. And it is, but check this out. My older brother works for the feds, right? And I asked him because he was at the office. He was at the office. He got him a workout in with me last week, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, yo, the weight of a gun versus the weight of a taser has to be off, right? He was like, man, it's way off. I was like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
My next question was, why would you put your gun and are there guns and tasers on the same side or are they on opposite sides? He told me, well, some of them put it on the same side, some of them put it on opposite sides.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no, that makes sense. Now, it makes sense in the fact that he was able to tell me that. What doesn't make sense though is why would you put a lethal end-all weapon on the same side as your restraint weapon, and in that case, and you get them mixed up because there's the opportunity that you may get them mixed up if startled that quick. But you walk with your gun out the whole time.
Yeah.
Black people are actually taught. We're taught more. I think we're actually taught more how to deal with cops than anybody else. We're taught way more how to deal with cops than anybody. It's like, because our parents are like, yo, I just want you to make it home by any means necessary, and then we'll deal with it later. And that's what people always say. And I want you to make it home. I want you to make it home. Like, that's what LeBron said. I remember that's what he was doing. He was like, man, it's scary because his son is about to start driving soon. We got a couple years or whatever from being driving age. And it's like, yo, we're taught how to deal with so many things. Our goals in life as far as teaching our kids is how to survive. Not how to thrive in America, how to survive in America, how to get to the next day, how to get home. So whenever you get home, you can take your deep breath. But then when you go back out in that real world, now everybody tenses up. That's why Black people have such a higher mortality rate, or such a lower mortality rate, because we have to worry more.
Yo,
White people don't.
Yo, look here. I think you're giving the police too much credit, because I'm telling you, we have seen in situations where when it comes to a white person or Caucasian person, they do everything right and everything by the book like they're supposed to. When it comes to us, they do not do that. But they want to lay up there and be under the guise of they're not trained. That's bullshit. That is bullshit, man. Like I said, my best friend, I've been best friends with him since pre-K. He's a cop now. And he told me about all of the training that they go through. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's dealing with people in situations like that. So that's bullshit. They're trained. It's like I said, people can call me a conspiracy theorist. I think these attacks on these people being killed, especially the one in Tulsa, the brother was broke down. These things look like they are strategically planned or intentional, because they still cannot come up with viable reasons why they did this to or what they felt. Or they can't come up with nothing reasonable. They cannot come up with, I was temporarily blind. You know what I'm saying? They can't come up with nothing that even makes sense or even a possibility. So the thing that they're not trained is bullshit. They are trained. And when it comes to them, they know how to deal with their own.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to deal with who they want to deal with. That's bullshit. We cannot let them off the hook like that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, y'all. So, we're winding down. So, from everything from, this political debates to how does it affect us to all these different things. Closing arguments, man. So Wanda, since you're already on it, man, what's your final thoughts on this entire thing? What should we do as a group or just as people on how to try to change a lot of things in our current climate?
If you are a person, and I'm gonna take color out of this, because I'm all for the people. I'm all for the common people. So if you are a person that is really, really for change, no matter what color you are, you should withhold your vote, your presidential vote in this election to let your voice be heard, to put value on your vote. And vote locally, because that's where you're going to see real changes when you vote locally. And anybody's listening, I encourage you to vote locally. Do your research and find out find out what policies are going to be in your bill locally, and everything. That's where you're going to see, as far as immediate gratification, that's where you're going to see change. But if you are about, if you are about change, if you're about real change, police reform, resources, all that stuff, then withhold your presidential vote. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Rito, man, what you got, man?
As far as national change, first things first, white people got to middle to lower class white people got to realize that they in the same boat we in.
Yes,
that's first. Once they realize that they in the same boat we in, because white people getting killed just as much as black people are, they just don't televise it. That's all. Black people, we're really good for TV. That's just what it is. Locally, yeah, we got to get involved locally. Damn the national stuff, because that ain't got shit to do with us. National stuff ain't got nothing to do with middle class people, because they've been talking about uplifting the middle class for years, and the middle class has been getting shat on since then. So, your local elections, we can actually vote for police chiefs. We can vote for all our city council people. We can vote for all of these, the comptroller, all of this stuff. We can control that. National election, miss me with that one. I don't care. Because, like I said earlier, you're just a figurehead with a bullet ready to hit you in the back of that bad boy if you step out of line. So,
all right.
Right. That's my final thought.
All right, E, man, what you got, man?
Going back to police reform, I would agree that I think that there are some biases out there that cause some people to make some bad decisions. Some of those white cops, they may go out there and they may have some thoughts that they may think that black people are much more violent or much more prone to taking adverse actions against them. But it's going to be kind of hard to distinguish the good ones from the bad ones unless something actually happens. They are still going to be a part of the police departments, and what I would much rather have to deal with is just that bringing realization to the issue with them. Hopefully, they're cooperative in knowing about their prejudices, and us working to make sure that they're not carrying those same ideas out into the field. And if not, then we have to talk about doing something else with them, whether it be, we have to part ways with them. That may have to be the case, because I would much rather them have to become aware of the issue and get some training or some kind of education on a topic than us having to worry about me walking up on some random cop and I'm like, is this dude going to shoot me? I have no idea whether he's going to shoot me. But, that's my position on it.
All right. So, man, it's a lot here, man. So, in the social climate that we have the political debates. For some reason, a lot of us continue to go down the same path, hoping for differences. I get it, because we may not know anything different. We aren't really educated on anything outside of what's known as the norm. So, another thing is, I'll tell anybody is learn about candidates outside of those main two. A lot, if they want your vote that bad, they're gonna work for it. Don't let them just present you with what they want you to pick, and you just have to pick one of the two. Now, as far as what we go on to which another big thing is police reform. How is that going to come up in these political debates? Because it has been shown to be an issue. It's probably been an issue, but hey, in this day and age with social media, we find out the day of. So. And of course, it's a lot of cops. Because like I said, they had that Houston cop. He was a black dude, beat the crap out of somebody, a Metro cop. Of course, they got him a little bit faster. So, you got to ask that as well. It's like, why was he put in within a week? And we had to wait for some others. So in all, yeah, there should be some reform. There should be some more training. There should be some situations like, hey, if we meet a mental person, what is the protocol? Hey, if we meet somebody who is black, should I check my biases at the door? Because I can't treat them as if they're always bad. Same with Mexicans. I can't treat all whites as if they're great. There's a lot of different things we got to look and have to socially condition ourselves to change from. But it's going to be up to everybody to also work towards that as well, because we also have to set the stage and set the environment to where, hey, look, if you are dealing with that or are going to act that way, we have no place for you as of right now, not in that profession at least. But anything else anybody else got to say, man? I know we're probably running on some time, so what? Any final remarks?
Good cops need to stop being bitches and call their boys on their bullshit.
Copy that.
Oh,
anybody?
If you look, you are a bad cop. Even you are so-called. If you're a good cop that don't say nothing, you're a bad cop and you bad just like them.
All right. So, all right, man. So let's go ahead and close this out. Hey, man, we thank anybody who spent the time listening with us. And hey, like always, comment, like, and share. Y'all can also get at us on the Critical Dump Facebook page. You can drop us a line there. Also, go ahead, like it there. Or if you have any questions or you just want to give us a shout out, go ahead, hit up our Twitter as well. That's at the Critical Dump. Y'all want to go ahead and plug y'all stuff real quick?
Yeah, real quick. I got to give another shout out to my little people who played a hell of a football game for the Oldham Wildcats. The boy had 100 yards. I don't know if that was on the ground or in the air, and 3 touchdowns. Like that's off the hook in itself. I've been working with him for 2 weeks now, trying to help him do his thing. From that, I think I'm getting a lot more buzz. So on Saturdays, I still got my boot camps, and instead of every Saturday, I'm gonna be out there every Saturday. Except select Saturdays that I say, nah, I'm gonna take a break. But for more information, you can just hit me up on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Justin Rito. Hit me up on Twitter, Future_Fitness8, Mr. Future_Fitness, I think it is, on my 1280 on my Instagram. Hit me up on Snapchat, whatever. However, I'm one of the easiest people in the world to get in touch with. But if you want to get with it, man, hey, let me know.
All right. Soul Wonder, man, you got anything you want to plug, man? I know you about to start your music up a lot more, man. Where can they find that?
You can hit me up on Facebook, Philip Brown. On Facebook, Soul Wonder. You go to my SoundCloud page, SoundCloud.com/Soul Wonder. What else? I got Gap Pip. I got project and stuff. Yes, I'm working on a project with my girl Jade out of New Orleans, and I'm gonna be putting it out soon, and then we'll possibly a mixtape. But I want to plug this. If you are a hip hop fan, if you are a comic book fan, if you like me, the release of Luke Cage will be released on Netflix at midnight. I gotta plug that because my man Ali Shaheed Muhammad, from the greatest hip hop group ever, A Tribe Called Quest, has scored it. Every episode is gonna be based off of a Gangstar track that comes out at midnight. I'm staying up. I cannot wait.
Yo,
I cannot wait.
Check that out. Just like I was for Jessica Jones, just like I've been for Daredevil, all of it.
The Defenders, Iron Fist is coming all out.
I'm checking it.
Gonna be off the hook. The new Spider-Man gonna be off the chain. I can't wait.
That's what's up. All right, E man, what you got? Did he? I guess he quiet, man. Eric, you there?
Nah, I think he out.
All right. So, hey, you doing something? All right, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and plug a couple people. We got we got a couple of podcasters who actually been giving us a lot of shout outs here on Twitter, been doing a lot of resharing. So I want to shout out We Got the Jazz podcast, the Podcast Brothers, the Podcast Queens, the John Effect podcast, and the Outline podcast. And there's a couple other more as well. We got the GFT or GTF, I'm sorry, radio, which is also on YouTube, which is Grown Folks Talk radio. Y'all check them out as well. They've been actually sharing a lot of our stuff, and they've been trying to retweet and all these different things. So, hey, man, shout out to all those people who've been supporting.
Word up.
And if I did miss you, hey, shout out to you as well. I know it's a lot to kind of plug at one point, but hey, for everybody who is listening, y'all check out those people's projects as well. They got a lot of good stuff out there. Also got to shout out my man, Nate or Nateflix, Nathan Fisher. He's been doing a lot of stuff as well. He's been doing some retweets, so y'all check out that man stuff as well. Other than that,
that's off the hook.
I think I already plugged all our stuff. But other than that, man, shit, that's about it. Oh, no, I lied. So also my man on my other podcast. So check him out on Pit TV, which is PITT TV, where you can check out his cartoons. That's my man Kevin Grant, classmate of mine, co-host. My man been having he got some cartoons out on YouTube, man. They're hilarious, especially the one where he talk about this character called Buddy, who is basically a parody of Chucky. It's actually pretty funny. So, man, y'all got to check that out. And he also got his music as well. I'm going to put the address in the description so y'all can check it out. But I want to say it's 409 Pit or Pit 2K, something like that, man. Don't make me lie, but I'll make sure to put that email or that address in the description. But other than that, hey, man, it's been real. We appreciate anybody who's been listening. And all right,
one more real quick, Q. One more real quick. It's just real quick on YouTube. Mr. Superboy 223. Like, just check out some of the stuff that he talk about, man. I think the dude's pretty insightful. And he come for throats. Like he comes for necks. The same way that we do on here. He come for your neck. So check out Mr. Superboy 223. The dude got a lot of pretty good stuff up. Just that's my only plug.
All right. Oh, yeah, I keep missing the Zoe What Show. I'm sure, hey, man, He don't need my help to plug that. So, but y'all already know, check him out. And 5150 Nation. Stand up.
5150.
So y'all already know, check them boys out, man.
Tariq
my man Tariq.
Oh, okay.
Tariq Elite Show. Boyce Watkins. You want to learn how to get your business getting going? Hey, check out my man Boyce Watkins stuff, man. It's a lot of people out here really doing some things, man. Y'all just support those dudes. Try to help them keep it going. Other than that, man, this is the Critical Dump. We about to go ahead, just cut it out, man. We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Peace.